welcome to Valley Homes on TV. I'm Todd Flesner, here along with Debbie Giordano.
Hi, Todd.
Hi, how are you?
Good. We get some little rain out there.
You know, we've had a El Nino year. It's great to be getting some rain and getting the reservoirs filled up. But, you know, we're glad folks have tuned in with us, whether it's a rainy day or a sunny day when they're tuning in. We know that we show up about 5 times a week on here on Channel 26 in Milpitas, so we're glad that you've joined us. And so, Debbie, you've got a guest for us today.
I do. It's my pleasure to introduce Edessa Bitbadal.
Perfect.
I got that. Yay!
Yes, you did.
Edessa comes to us from the city of Milpitas. She's one of the department heads here, and she's going to talk about the economy in general. For what we've
terrific.
got.
Terrific. Well, great. Welcome, Edessa. It was
Thank
a
you.
pleasure to have you with us and find out what's going on in Milpitas, the economy, and how the city is doing with that. Before we jump into that, though, we want to get to learn a little bit more about you. Maybe tell us a little bit about your background, perhaps where you grew up, went to school, and how you got into your field.
Sure. I will try not to bore you with the whole history. I actually have attended local high school, Leland High School in San Jose.
Oh,
Okay.
So
I didn't know
I
that.
grew up in that area, and I'm still actually living there. I moved my family back, but that's a different story. I graduated from San Jose State University. I got my undergrad in political science. I wanted to be a lobbyist many, many moons ago, and I quickly realized that that's not what I want to do. I started working for City of San Jose. I work for elected officials, so I have a lot of respect for the kind of work that policymakers do, and got to see firsthand how much work it takes to develop policy and bring it forward. And then I worked for the City of San Jose's redevelopment agency. It was the largest redevelopment agency in the state of California. I managed many programs such as childcare programs, but facade improvement programs. I was a project manager, construction project manager, and business and retention and attraction program as well with the City of San Jose's redevelopment agency. As you know, it was quite a large agency and did quite a bit in downtown area, and I was very proud of the work I did. I was with them for about eight years. Subsequent to that, I worked for another elected official as I was recruited to become the chief of staff, and I enjoyed that tenure as well. It gave me management position in terms of managing people, which is really different than managing projects.
Quite a variety of different tasks, yeah.
It has been and enjoyable as well.
Okay.
Since then, I worked for 2 other cities as well, and this is my 4th city, and hopefully last one, because I'm enjoying it very much. I work for the city of Redwood City in Mid-Peninsula, and as a business development specialist, and city of San Carlos as their economic development coordinator, and now economic development manager with the city of Milpitas, and I'm loving it here.
Yeah, quite a progression, I'd say, yeah. So what do you like best about living in this area, the Bay Area?
Oh, there's so much. First of all, the diversity, food, the weather. How can we not talk about the weather? The minute we go outside of California or Bay Area, we really start missing our own weather here. But just opportunity. There are so many opportunities here. The intellect and risk-taking that people do day in and day out in this valley is quite educational. I find it that I'm learning something every day because there is so much brain power right in our valley.
Okay.
Terrific. Well, you talked to us a little bit about your background. You're a local
Yes.
person and know the Bay Area, been around a number of cities here. But let's talk about the city of Milpitas in specific. What is it that really excites you about this city of Milpitas, attracted you to come and be a part of the team here and working with the city and its economic development program?
Absolutely. A few years ago, actually, I was eyeing City of Milpitas because I thought to myself, this is a great city and has a lot of potential. There was no opportunity at that time to come here, and I was really happy where I was. I was in the city of San Carlos, and I was doing really well professionally. So when the opportunity came up with City of Milpitas, I took the chance right away. I have to say that Milpitas has a lot to offer, especially with the development of BART Station. Mm-hmm. It is really a game changer for our city. Mm-hmm. And as an economic development professional, I want to be in a place where there's an opportunity to take it to the next level. And as wonderful as Milpitas is, and it's a small town with a small spirit, but it has all these big name companies, which is really, we have to be proud of them, that they're here, housed in our city. There's so much more yet to to be seen here in our city because of the development of BART and housing and all the potential.
Okay, so Edessa, so what type, in your job,
Sure.
what type of economic statistic do you track, and what kind of data do you collect that's beneficial?
Quite a bit. I track sales tax very closely. We have top 25 tax generators within our city. We want to make sure that
I'm sure some of them are the auto.
Yes, yes, we do. Actually, retailers, we have a very diverse portfolio. I've been with several cities, as I mentioned, and City of Milpitas, just like what you want your personal portfolio to be diversified.
So that creates stability.
It does, because if one industry is gone, you have other industries to basically help you out. So it's not like one. I don't want to mention other cities, but there's some cities that are really depending only on one industry, and if that industry goes out, then they're really doomed. Ours is not the case. We have retailers, we have restaurants, we have business-to-business tax, which is from our companies, and of course, as you mentioned, car dealerships. So I track that. I track vacancy rates. That's also very important. We want to make sure we have vacancy rates in our industrial areas and our business areas as well, and retention of those parcels as well is extremely important to me.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let's talk about, the economic health of the city and businesses. I mean, how does that impact homeowners and folks who call Milpitas their home?
It's huge. One thing that I forgot to mention is TOT tax, which is transient occupancy tax, which comes from our hotels. We have a good number of hotels here. For example, with transient occupancy tax, we get 10% of that. Most other cities is now 12%. But with that 10%, 100% of it goes to the city's general fund. With sales tax, we only get 1 cent out of the sales tax percentage that you give every time you purchase something in our city, whether it's a car or clothing. So we track all of those, and those are really important because that's what really pays for our general services and programs. That's what pays for our police and firefighters. It pays for other programs within the city. So the health and economic well-being of those companies, restaurants, and retailers, such as the Great Mall, it has direct effect and positive, and it can have negative effect. If your sales tax goes down, it hits the city's budget, and then the city really looks into budget cuts. So it really affects residents directly.
Okay, so the Chamber of Commerce, do
Yes.
you play a role with that chamber? Or
Absolutely.
What do you do with that?
I am a big believer in partnerships. I built partnerships with our Chamber of Commerce. I have monthly meetings actually with the CEO, Liz Ainsworth, and attend the breakfasts on a monthly basis. And we communicate and partner on events. As a matter of fact, I even volunteered for the International Barbecue last year. I'm going to volunteer again this year. But we interchange a lot of information, and we always tell each other that we need to really be part of one team. And with the Super Bowl, we partnered in terms of giving away a ticket, so that was a really great partnership as well. So, but it's Chamber of Commerce plays a huge role because it really works with smaller businesses within our city. I also build partnerships with other organizations such as Leadership Silicon Valley, and also Silicon Valley Economic Development Alliance and Joint Venture Silicon Valley, because those are the organizations that also have partnerships with greater and larger companies. So we want to make sure that we have our pulse as a city, not only with smaller businesses, but larger and medium-sized businesses as well.
Good. Well, you talked about that interaction with businesses that maybe have a reach beyond the city of Milpitas. Are there others that you coordinate with? Are there cities, are there entities that you coordinate with and work with that impact economic development here in Milpitas?
Yes, we do actually. One thing that we do have through Silicon Valley Economic Development Alliance, and I'm actually chair-elect, so starting in July, I will be chairing that organization as 4 counties. Yes, exactly. It is an honor for the city of Milpitas to be leading that organization forward into the 16-17 fiscal year. We have a pact that we do not poach from each other. Basically, I do not go to another city and steal their company, and they don't do the same. As a matter of fact, if there's a company that's leaving, we just basically, as a courtesy, let them know, it looks like this company's coming to us. What are your thoughts? So that's what we do in terms of our partnership, because we have found regionally it's not beneficial If I steal from, let's say, next door neighbor, and they come to us and steal from us, it just doesn't build really good regional partnership. We want to advance the
I
region.
wish we'd have that code of ethics in our real estate industry, mortgage brokers, and real estate professionals, but that's very admirable.
It is.
So,
But we do help expand, and that's a different story. And we do have room to grow here in Milpitas.
did we say the word Super Bowl? Did I hear you?
No, not all you did.
Let's get into it. We just, we recently,
Yes.
had the city participate in that program. Tell us how that went, maybe how it was born, how did I think that was kind of your brainchild, if I understand, and then what were the economic benefits of that?
Thank you. Since I've worked here in City of Milpitas, to me it's like a flower. The more petals you remove, the prettier it gets and smells better. And as I've learned about our city, we have so many great facilities, entertainment venues. It is really a tourism area with our golf courses and our winery. So I thought Super Bowl is going to be a great opportunity to introduce City of Milpitas, not just as a bastion of companies such as Cisco's and KLA Tencor, but somewhere where people can actually come and enjoy. With that, I came to the City Council. Well, actually, I developed a committee before coming to the City Council because I do believe in partnership. Even though if something's my idea, I believe in making sure I'm listening to everyone within the community. So when I did form the Milpitas Super Bowl Super Community, actually it was Milpitas Super Community, I invited hotel managers, restaurant owners, Chamber of Commerce, and our Economic Development Commission. We have a very active Economic Development Commission within our city that advises the City Council. And I asked them basically, I didn't come to them and telling them this is what I want to do. I asked them, what can we do as a city to benefit you? And with that, we had a lot of ideas. We had 21 ideas. We knew we couldn't do all of them. So we pared them down to the most doable and financially feasible for the city's budget. With that, with really a modest, it's really extremely modest budget of $35,000, we were able to, launch a video commercial on CBS during Super Bowl weekend. Actually, it was quite amazing.
Wow.
They played it on the week of Super Bowl. And
How'd you make that happen?
well, it was, again, partnership with Super Bowl committee that they offered it to the cities, and we were one of the few cities that took that offer, and I thought it was one of the best things that we did. Because for a nominal amount of $15,000, I mean, we had our commercial playing on Saturday when guests were staying in our hotels the weekend of Super Bowl. What did they do in the morning when these guys were trying to get ready to go to their outing? They're watching CBS TV station. And when I went to the hotels talking to patrons, basically they said this. They said, we had no idea Milpitas is so beautiful because the commercial portrayed it as the hills, the winery, the golf courses, shopping and dining. It was really the other facet of Milpitas where you do not see when you're driving through or passing by.
Wow.
So that was one aspect of it. The other one was the ticket, the drawing, which was the social media, a Twitter campaign. We called it hashtag Shop Milpitas 50. It was quite exciting. We were very limited as to what kind of language we can use because of the trademarks with NFL and Super Bowl, so we can never use the word Super Bowl, but now I am talking about it. Now that's over, I can talk about it. But it was quite amazing. We had a lot of advertisement on papers, newspapers, interviews, radios. Basically, when I did the cost-benefit analysis, we covered every medium of advertisement for that. And we got the name out, name Milpitas out. People had to go, actually, this is how the game was played. They had to go to a business in our city, take a picture of themselves in front of the business, because I didn't want them to do it just stock pictures. And then they had to name the business, then they're promoting that business, and hashtag Shop Milpitas 50. That way they're not only promoting the name of Milpitas, but they're promoting that business.
What a great idea.
Thank you. It was really fun. We had a really good time, and as you recall, we had a great party to celebrate it as well. Other than those as well, and we had a lot of different programs, but another one that we had, and this came from hotel owners, was to have a shuttle within our city to transfer people from our hotels to our restaurants and VTA station and also a great mall, because we want to make sure that they're not going to be adding to the traffic that people are in, residents would be feeling. So we want to make sure that we're moving people within our city. Everybody was asking me if I'm going to take them outside of the city. I said, no, that's not the purpose of it. I want them to spend their tax dollars right here.
Right. Well, good. I mean, oftentimes when you hear about, an event like the Super Bowl or other large events coming to an area, people talk about the economic
Yes.
impact that has. And so it's great to hear a little bit about some of the stuff, the things that went on behind that, the effort. How do you then come back and measure or be able to put, a handle on what that really meant then to the city? Is there a way to put dollars and cents to it?
Absolutely. We have, I'm actually in the process right now of interviewing those who were involved. But I did interview them throughout the process too. As an example, Big Dog Winery that is right outside of our city border, but we consider it Milpitas, and they consider themselves as part of Milpitas. They told me that people came to their winery, they had no idea it existed.
Wow.
And because of the commercial, they got people going to their winery.
Wow.
And that, to me, by itself, is one form of gauging success of a program. The other gauge is for TOT taxes from hotels, which I will gauge as well, and interview with hotel managers, because we want to learn the good and the bad, and we want to make sure that whatever that was not working, we're going to improve it.
Well, I understand some of the hotel rooms were going upwards to
Yes.
$700 or $800. Is
Yes,
that correct?
they had done really well. We believe that maybe the occupancy rate did not go as high as we wanted it, but it made up by the rate per day.
Right.
So we believe that the hotels did really well. And talking to the managers, they had a really good experience. What is great about NFL travelers is when they travel, they like to spend money. And I'm thinking about 5 years from now when we're vying for the next Super Bowl, Santa Clara Stadium, Levi Stadium, the kind of programs that I'm going to put together, and hopefully by that time we'll have some of our future developments fully developed, such as the district right across from the Great Mall. And hopefully we'll have new breweries and restaurants there where I can bring people to it.
I can tell you get pretty excited about it. She goes on and on. No, it's a good thing. Todd and I are going, wow, okay. So you want to hit the next question, Todd? Before we get the news.
I was going to ask you about other things that are going on, things you're working on, but I can tell you've got a lot of energy, a lot of stuff happening. Our show's not that long.
Sorry, I'm excited about the city.
Let's flip over to, okay, so we've got the positive thing, we've got all the attributes there. Talk to me about some challenges. What do you see? Crystal ball, what are the
Crystal ball.
challenges in the future?
Well, I'm extremely excited about BART coming to our city, which is very exciting, and the housing that has been slated to be developed at the Taft area Transit Area Specific Plan. It's going to be a great addition to that area as well. So that is very exciting. We're developing, of course, 127,000 square feet of retail and commercial space right there, as I was discussing. What really worries me into the future, if I had the crystal ball, is further development of our commercial spaces, industrial spaces, not commercial, our industrial spaces into non-industrial developments, whether it's assembly uses, schools, or further housing. And the reason is because we have limited number of industrial land, and economy is booming. And if we want to attract those companies to come to our city, we really need to have the space, and we need to remain competitive. Sometimes you just have to hold on to that one stock option or that one investment that you have, because you know it's going to pay off in the future, and I believe our industrial lands are those. Those are the ones that are going to really eventually pay off. Yeah. And by having our industrial lands, we're able to have really great an economy in our restaurant business, because most of those who are patronizing our restaurants are employees of those companies.
Good.
So that would be my biggest worry and biggest challenge, and that's something I'm going to be working very hard on.
Good. So let's say someone's interested in bringing their business here to Milpitas. They want to do some exploration of that. What's the best way for them to go about that, to get more information about the business climate here in Milpitas?
Absolutely. They can contact me directly. I have very
Wanna
open
give
door.
that information, your email?
Yes, it's a long email. My phone number is 586-3052. That is my direct line, so anyone can really call my office directly, and I'm always welcoming people who come to the door, come to the city manager's office. They ask to meet with me. If I don't have an appointment right away, I meet with them. I do not hesitate. Email is much longer, is Bitbadal, BITBADAL at ci.milpitas.ca.gov.
Got it.
So it's because of my last name, it makes it a little longer.
Perfect.
But the phone always works as well.
Good.
And they can always contact me. What I do is also I work with property owners, developers, to help them navigate the process. But I do the same with smaller businesses. It's not just for larger businesses. As a matter of fact, we have a project tomorrow where I have put together a meeting with a hotel developer who's coming to our city. I'm very excited about that, coming out of state. And we're meeting with all the department heads to let him know what is the process and what he needs to do in order to expedite his process.
Wonderful.
Sure.
Well, it's been a pleasure.
Oh, thank
Just
you.
a total pleasure having
Really, I
you.
had a great time too. I guess I could have talked longer.
Well, it's great to have you and your enthusiasm
Oh,
for
I'm very
Milpitas
excited.
Yeah.
and promoting the city and in our businesses here. So
Great.
thanks for being
As-
our guest.
Absolutely. As someone who's worked for 4 different cities, this is a wonderful city. We should be proud not only to live here, for those who are living here, but to work here. So thank you
Great.
for the opportunity.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, hey, bud. Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
With Gary and Todd?
Yeah?
I've been meaning to ask you, is there any drinking going on in this crowd?
No?
If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't. I'd do anything to keep you safe.
Okay, I will.
I hope this is working.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Here we go. Welcome back, everyone, to Valley Homes on TV. Todd Flesner here along with Debbie and Giordano.
Yes, hello.
Hi, and we're going to do a little quick wrap up here on what's happening in the real estate
Well,
world.
I've got some multiple listing numbers, but before I do
Yeah.
that, maybe a minute with folks, where we are with interest rates and maybe the general outlook right now.
Yeah, interest rates continue to be just above their historic lows. So we've been in a prolonged low interest rate environment. Federal Reserve continues to take a look at the broader economy. And really internationally, what's happening in terms of tug of war. Recently, both Asia and Europe have taken some steps with their monetary policy to cut interest rates, out of a protection against deflationary pressures that we're seeing abroad. And so we're going to keep a close eye on that. Our Federal Reserve recently increased interest rates. And right now,
Where are we at? About 3.75? Is that what I saw
yeah,
today?
we're in the high threes, 3.75 for conforming loan. Also, we've got jumbo interest rates in the high threes as well. So, I mean, those historically are very, very good
Very
interest
low.
rates.
And you said that you were doing a lot of pre-approvals with buyers, so there's just a plethora of buyers out there looking. And I would counter that, or know that too, because I had 85 families through my open house this past weekend.
Yeah, so I think that there's still a lot of demand from folks who,
Absolutely.
the people are feeling some of the squeeze. I know from rents. I have a lot of people who come in who are renting, who want to look at what does it take to get into a home because their rents are going up, and they're looking at the economic
Good,
benefits
and
of
of course
homeownership.
you can do the advising on that.
Absolutely.
So let me tell you where we're at. Let's look at February 2015 statistics. Single-family homes in Milpitas, the average price was $799,000 and the median price was $767,000. And we've jumped almost up $100,000. So February 2016, we have $864,000 for an average price and $863,000 for a median price. And I would agree with that. In fact, what I think we'll be seeing in the next couple months is even an uptick even from that, which is astounding. But
Well, and you're probably seeing the multiple offers.
Still the multiple offers,
And
yeah.
that's what my clients are experiencing as well.
Right, okay, and condo, townhome continues to rise. February 2015, average price 672,000, median price 633,000. And oh boy, was I wrong about that. February 2016, average price 606,000, median price 592,000. Interesting. So, and again, they kind of shift and go up and down a little bit.
Mhm.
But I don't, what I'm seeing is the single-family detached homes are really taking a stride forward, and the condominium market may be just flattening out
A
just
little
a
bit of
little
a
bit.
plateau.
Yeah.
Well, we'd seen a real increase in the last year or two in that condo market,
We did,
right?
we did.
And so we probably are hitting a plateau, you think, with prices?
We might be, yeah.
Okay.
And we'll have to watch that and see where we go in that in the next couple months, so we'll
Okay.
let folks know. Anyway, thank you again for watching Valley Homes on TV. Todd, quickly, your contact information?
Cell phone, 408-921-0669. That's a great way to get a hold of me, and Deb.
And email address, if you want to have a question on the show, or actually, would you like to be a guest on our show? You can email me at giordanodj@aol.com. Thank you very much for watching Valley Homes on TV. We'll see you next time.